Good morning and welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today as always. And today it's a rainy, cool October day, almost November day in St. Louis, Missouri today. And today's topic is going to be how to figure out what you want in life, in relationships, in whatever. Most people talk too much about what they don't want. Everybody seems to know what they don't want. And guess what? Excuse me. If you focus on what you don't want, you're going to get more of that. What I want is to smash that like button and subscribe, and we will continue. Okay, so how do you decide and how do you figure out what you want when most of the conversation in life is about what you don't want? Look at the news. Look at the social media. They talk about many times what you don't want. The negativity in the world, pessimism. They focus on the negative because the news is negative. Very seldom do they ever have a positive story in there. So if you focus on the negative, you're going to get more of the negative. It's like you walk up and ask a guy what he wants in a relationship with a woman. Well, I don't want a woman who drinks. I don't want a woman who smokes. I don't want a woman who cheats. I don't want a woman who lies. Well, that's what you don't want. And guess what? If you think about that a lot, you're going to attract just that type of person. So what you want to do is to get out a piece of paper and a pen. Yeah, the old-fashioned way. I guess you could use your computer, but sometimes it's better to write physically with your hand. It seems to make more of an impression on your subconscious mind. So make two lists. The first list is what you don't want, which is always the easiest one to put down. Write down everything you don't want in your life, in relationships, in your work, your business, whatever it is. Write down everything you don't want, okay? Once you get that finished, which is going to be real easy, all you have to do is on the other side, put the opposite of each one, what you do want. For example, I don't want a woman who lies, okay? I want a woman who's honest. Okay, I don't want a job where the boss is down my throat all the time. The opposite of that is I want a job where the boss really doesn't bother me at all. I could just do my work and go home and work on my side hack. Excuse me. Another example is I don't want a car that breaks down all the time. Okay, I want a dependable car that can get me to where I want to go when I want to go there. It's really simple. And what you do when you get the list of what you want in life, you need to focus on that. And when you catch yourself thinking about what you don't want, then you change your mind and focus on what you don't want. It's what you do want. It's impossible to negate a thought without replacing it with another thought. You can't just not think something. You have to think the opposite. That's how you get rid of negative thoughts, pessimistic thoughts. You think on the positive. It's natural to think negative. It takes no effort whatsoever. It takes a lot of effort to think positive. That's why most people don't do it. That's why most people are attracted to the negative, to the news. They focus on those things. Let's use an example. I have to be careful what I say here, but let's think about the current health situation that we had in the world. What did everybody focus on? They focused on how many people, how do I say this? How many people were affected? How many people didn't make it? How many people had to move on to another realm? We'll say it that way. Instead of how many people didn't move on to another realm, how many people did make their way through it, how many people had no effects, no symptoms or no anything. They didn't focus on that. They focused on the negativity, and thus it got bigger and bigger and bigger. If you look at the stats and the numbers, in considering the world population, it's minuscule, the people who moved on to another realm. We'll say it that way because I have to be careful how I speak about that here. So, but use that as an example. Regardless of what your view on it is, it was magnified into something much more than what it really was. If you look at the numbers, the facts. Of course, who knows who puts out the facts, the numbers. But that's the way it is. And that's the same way it is in life. If you focus on what's wrong in your life, you're going to continue to get more of what's wrong. Focus on what's right. Appreciate and have gratitude for what you have in life, and you will get more of that. Whatever you look at, whatever you focus on grows and grows and grows. And the more it grows, the more of it you see. The more of it you see, the more of it grows. It's just like a snowball going down the hill. It's the same way, but it works the same way with the positive and the optimistic view. If you focus on what's good in your life, you get more and more of that. It makes me think about this. I have a neighbor. She has some psychological problems. I heard maybe she's schizophrenic. And almost every morning, not every morning, it seems like every morning, she's out there fighting with her brother. Okay, I could focus on that. It's like part of me wants to go out there and tell her just to shut up, okay? I'm a human being. I'm not a saint. But I don't do that. So I need to focus on the amount of time that she doesn't yell, which is really much more than when she does. But we notice the part that we don't like, and we focus on that. Did you notice I almost said she's always out there yelling? No, not at all. She's not always out there yelling. There's 24 hours in the day, and maybe 2 or 3 days a week, she's out there for 5 or 10 minutes screaming at her brother. That's a very small amount of time. But whatever annoys us, we tend to focus on. We have to change that around, and I have to focus on all the time over there that she's not doing anything, that she's not throwing a fit, that she's not yelling at her brother, that she's not yelling at my kids for, I don't know, for what, whatever it is she yells at them for. She wanted one of my older boys she was interested in. My boy turned her down, and I don't think that went over too well with her. So, but I have to realize she has some psychological problems, and she's doing the best she can. And that's what we have to realize when we look out there in the world, the crazy drivers, the people who don't treat us right. You have no idea what's going on in their life. Maybe their mother's dying of cancer. Maybe their wife is dying of cancer. Maybe their kids are in jail. You don't have any idea. Maybe they're about to lose their house, or they did lose their house. You have no idea what's going on in the world today. So when you think they're insensitive and callous, it has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with what's going on inside of them. How you react to it is your business. How they're feeling or what's going on with them is not your business. What you think of them is your business, and what you think of yourself is your business. Always what goes on between your 2 ears up inside your head. You need to control that. You can never control outer circumstances until you learn to control the inner. And when you have that under control, everything out there takes care of itself. When you have the power to control the direction of your thinking, then you can influence your outer world. I know some people don't believe that, but if they could sit down and take a look at what they're thinking and what they're believing. I just told somebody yesterday, if you believe things are that way, then you're going to gain and see evidence to prove that your belief is right. That's how it is in the world. Everybody gets to be right, because according to what they believe, or according to your faith, it is done to you. Your outer world reflects what you really believe on the inside. I'm not talking about some superficial belief, but what you really believe. If you believe you're the man that all women want to be with, guess what? You're going to see evidence of that out there. If you believe all women are liars, you're going to see evidence of that out there. If you believe no woman wants to be with you, guess what? You're going to have negative experiences with women. It all depends on your belief. But you can program your belief by repeated repetitions and visualizations of what you want. Most people repeat affirmations and do visualizations of what they don't want, and they're not even conscious of it. They talk about, they think about, they speak about, they rant about what they don't want. If we put half of the effort into our conversations in a positive way, talking about what we wanted, and the emotion as we do in complaining, we would have everything we desire. So I'll leave you with that today. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Be sure to join us for the podcast every Saturday night at 7 p.m. This Saturday, we have Drew the Human. He's a dating coach, and I look forward to talking with him. He's from Salt Lake City. He's from, I think, Salt Lake City, Utah. I know he's from Utah. Anyway, have a great day.